How did one sleepover destroy everything I thought I deserved? I told my husband to leave our home so my best friend could stay the night. What he walked in on changed my life forever, and the man standing next to him in a suit was not there to apologize. He was there to serve me papers. I'm Eudocia, but everyone calls me Docia. I am 34 years old, and I work as an administrative coordinator at Regional Memorial Hospital. I have been married to Marcus for 12 years. We have a son named Theo who just turned 7. From the outside, my life looks perfect. A nice house in the suburbs, a stable job, a husband who provides, a beautiful child. But inside, I have been dying slowly for years. Tonight, everything is about to change. I am standing in our driveway at almost 10 o'clock at night. The garage light casts a yellow glow across the concrete. Marcus has just pulled in from work, his car engine still warm and ticking in the cool autumn air. He looks tired. He always looks tired these days. Dark circles under his eyes, shoulders slumped forward, the exhaustion of a man who spends his life building bridges and highways for strangers while his own home crumbles. I watch him pull his work bag from the passenger seat. I feel nothing. No sympathy, no warmth, no desire to comfort him or ask about his day. I stopped feeling those things a long time ago. Now I only feel the emptiness he has created in me, the loneliness of sleeping next to someone who treats me like furniture. I tell him that Rena is coming over tomorrow night. I say it casually, like I am mentioning the weather. Rena is my best friend. She has been my best friend for 8 years. Ever since I walked into her yoga studio, looking for a way to manage my stress. She is a yoga instructor and part-time massage therapist. She is kind and warm and attentive. She is everything Marcus is not. Marcus pauses with his bag halfway out of the car. His jaw tightens slightly. He asks why Rena needs to sleep over when she lives only 20 minutes away. I feel a flash of irritation at this question. He always does this. He always finds small ways to make my needs seem unreasonable. I explain that we are going to drink wine and watch movies. I say it will be late and neither of us should drive. This is the logical answer I have prepared. What I do not say is that the wine and movies are secondary. What I do not say is that for months, my friendship with Rena has been shifting into something I refuse to name. The way she touches my arm when she laughs. The way she texts me good morning before Marcus even wakes up. The way my heart races when I see her name on my phone. These feelings have been growing for a long time. I have been pushing them down, telling myself they are just deep friendship, just emotional intimacy between two close women. But I know the truth. I have known it for weeks. Marcus closes the car door slowly. He asks if this is really necessary. His voice is measured and controlled, but I hear the question beneath the question. He is suspicious. He has been suspicious for weeks, ever since the night he found me laughing at a text message and I pulled my phone away too quickly. I decide to attack. I ask him why he always has to make everything difficult. I ask him why he cannot just trust me to have a friend. I remind him that he works late almost every night. I remind him that he barely speaks to me when he comes home. I tell him I am essentially raising Theo alone while he builds things for strangers. Each accusation lands like a small stone. I watch him absorb them without flinching. This is what I hate most about Marcus. He does not fight back. He does not give me the satisfaction of an argument I can win. He says he trusts me. He says it quietly, looking at the concrete floor. Then he asks where he is supposed to sleep if Rena is taking the guest room. I have thought about this. I have planned for this moment. I tell him he can sleep on the couch. Or maybe he could stay at his parents' house for the night. Just one night. It would give us both some space. I frame this as a gift. I have become very good at framing my desires as mutual benefits. The silence stretches between us. Finally, Marcus nods. He says okay. He will stay at his parents' house tomorrow night. He picks up his bag and walks past me toward the door. He does not touch me as he passes. He does not look at me. For a moment, I feel a flicker of something that might be guilt, but I push it down quickly. I tell myself this is what I need. I tell myself I deserve to feel happy. The next afternoon, I prepare the house while Marcus is at work and Theo is at school. I change the sheets on our bed. I select the soft grey ones that I bought last spring. I light a candle on the nightstand. Vanilla and sandalwood, Rena's favourite scent. As I smooth the duvet, I catch my reflection in the mirror. I am 34 years old and I still look good. I have kept my figure. I have maintained my skin. I have updated my wardrobe. I have done everything right. And yet here I am, sleeping next to a man who treats me like I am invisible. Rena sees me. That is what I tell myself. Rena listens when I talk. Rena remembers the small things. My favourite coffee order. The song that was playing when we first met. Rena makes me feel like I matter. I do not call what I feel for Rena by its proper name. I use softer language in my head. Deep connection. Emotional intimacy. Soulmate friendship. These phrases let me maintain the fiction that I am not planning to betray my husband tonight. When I hear the front door open downstairs, I quickly blow out the candle and hide it in my nightstand drawer. It is just Theo, home from school. I do not want to explain why I am lighting romantic candles in the middle of the afternoon. As I close the drawer, I notice something on Marcus's side of the nightstand. A small black notebook I have never seen before. A pen is clipped to the spiral binding. I reach for it, then stop myself. Some part of me does not want to know what is written inside. That evening, Marcus comes home earlier than usual. He says hello to Theo, who is watching cartoons in the living room. I watch from the kitchen doorway as Marcus kneels down to be at eye level with our son. He listens with genuine attention to Theo's rambling story about a frog they found on the playground. For a moment, I feel a twist of something uncomfortable. Marcus has always been a good father. This is one of the few things I cannot deny. He tells Theo that he will see him tomorrow. He says Daddy is going to visit Grandma and Grandpa tonight. Theo asks why. Marcus says Mommy has a friend sleeping over and needs some girl time. His voice is light and neutral, but I hear the edge beneath the words. Marcus goes upstairs to pack a small overnight bag. I follow him and lean against the door frame of our bedroom. He moves efficiently, selecting clothes for tomorrow. He does not look at me. I tell him I appreciate him being understanding about this. He nods without turning around. He says his mother will be happy to see him. Then he picks up the black notebook I noticed earlier and slips it into his bag. Through the window, I watch his car pause at the end of our street for longer than necessary. The brake lights glow red in the gathering dusk. Then they go dark, and the car turns the corner and disappears. Rena arrives at 7:30 exactly when she said she would. She carries a canvas bag with the neck of a wine bottle poking out. She is wearing a loose sundress that shows off her tanned shoulders. Her dark hair is pulled back in a messy bun. When she smiles at me, I feel the familiar flutter in my chest. She asks where the little man is. I tell her Theo is in his room, supposed to be getting ready for bed, but probably playing with his dinosaurs. Rena laughs and says she will go say goodnight. I watch her climb the stairs with easy grace. I listen to the sound of Theo's delighted greeting when she appears in his doorway. Rena has always been good with my son. She remembers his favourite dinosaur names. She brings him small gifts from her travels. She asks him about school as if his answers genuinely matter to her. I should feel grateful that my best friend loves my child. Instead, I feel something darker, something possessive. I want Rena's attention for myself tonight. She comes back downstairs 15 minutes later. She reports that Theo is tucked in and waiting for me to say goodnight. I go through the motions of bedtime routine. The glass of water, the story, the nightlight check, the forehead kiss. All while my mind is downstairs with Rena. When I return to the living room, Rena has opened the rosé and poured 2 generous glasses. She has kicked off her sandals and curled up on the couch. Her bare feet are tucked beneath her. The television plays a romantic comedy that neither of us is watching. I sit beside her closer than necessary and accept the glass she offers. She asks how I am doing. Really doing. I launch into my prepared script about Marcus. I tell her about his late nights at work, his emotional distance, his failure to see me as a woman instead of just a mother and wife. I paint myself as the victim of a loveless marriage. I paint Marcus as the villain who drove me to seek comfort elsewhere. Rena listens with sympathetic murmurs. She touches my arm, my knee, my shoulder. Each touch sends electricity through my skin. She says I deserve so much more than what Marcus gives me. She says I am beautiful and smart and worthy of someone who appreciates me fully. These are the words I have been starving to hear. 2 bottles of wine later, the space between us on the couch has disappeared entirely. Rena's head rests on my shoulder. I am playing with a strand of her hair that has escaped from its bun. The television cycles through movie after movie while we talk in low voices about our dreams and disappointments. At some point, I turn my face toward hers. Suddenly our lips are only inches apart. I can smell the wine on her breath, the jasmine in her shampoo. My heart pounds so loudly I'm certain she can hear it. She asks me if this is what I want. Her voice is barely a whisper. I do not answer with words. The walk from the living room to the master bedroom feels like crossing into another country, a place where the rules of my regular life do not apply. I lead Rena by the hand up the stairs, past Theo's door where a nightlight glows beneath the gap, past the bathroom where Marcus's toothbrush still stands beside mine. I push open the bedroom door and pull her inside. For the next hour, I forget that I have a husband. I forget that I have a son sleeping down the hall. I forget that I am making a choice I can never take back. I lose myself in sensation and emotion, in the feeling of being truly seen and wanted. Afterward, we lie tangled in the grey sheets. The candle I lit earlier casts wavering shadows on the walls. Rena traces patterns on my bare shoulder with her fingernail. I feel more alive than I have in years. I tell myself that this is love. I tell myself that Marcus's failure as a husband has freed me to find happiness wherever I can. The digital clock on the nightstand reads 12:47 a.m. when I hear a sound that does not belong. A car door closing somewhere nearby. The distinct beep of a key fob. I assume it is a neighbour coming home late. I pull Rena closer and close my eyes. I am half asleep when the bedroom door opens. The light from the hallway slices into the darkness. I see Marcus standing in the doorway silhouetted against the glow. For a moment that stretches into eternity, nobody moves. Nobody speaks. I am frozen in the bed. The sheets are pulled to my chin. Rena's warm body is pressed against my back. Then I see that Marcus is not alone. Behind him stands another figure. A woman in a dark blazer with a leather folder pressed against her chest. Her face is professionally neutral. Her posture is calm and watchful. I do not understand what I am seeing. My wine-fogged brain struggles to process why my husband has brought a stranger to witness this moment. Marcus's voice is steady when he speaks. He says he came back because he forgot his laptop charger. He says he thought he would just slip in and out without disturbing our girls' night. The words hang in the air like poison. He knew. Somehow he knew what he would find. I open my mouth to explain, to defend, to attack. I do not even know which. But Marcus holds up his hand. He says there is no need for conversation tonight. He says the woman beside him is here to witness the state of things. Nothing more. He says we will talk tomorrow when everyone is sober and clothed. Rena is sitting up now. She clutches the sheet to her chest. Her face is pale and frightened in the half-light. She asks what is happening. Her voice is high and thin. Marcus does not answer her. He does not even look at her. His eyes stay fixed on me. In them I see something I have never seen before. Not anger, not hurt. Something far more terrifying. Calm certainty. He picks up the laptop charger from his desk. He puts it in his bag. He turns to leave. At the door, he pauses. He tells me that his lawyer will be in touch. He says I should not try to contact him tonight. He says we will handle this properly. Then the door closes. I am left in the darkness with my lover and the ruins of my marriage. The woman in the blazer lingers in the hallway for a moment. I hear the faint click of a camera phone. Then footsteps retreat down the stairs. The front door opens and closes. Outside, 2 car doors slam in quick succession. I realize with a sickness spreading through my chest that everything has just been documented. Every detail of this night is now evidence. The woman was not just a witness. She was recording. She was collecting proof. Rena begins to cry softly beside me. She asks what we are going to do. She asks if Marcus is going to tell everyone. She asks if her business will be ruined when people find out. I cannot answer her questions. I cannot comfort her. I can only stare at the closed bedroom door and wonder how my husband knew exactly when to come home. How he knew exactly what he would find. How long he has been planning this moment while I thought I was the one in control. The clock reads 1:17 a.m. In another room, my 7-year-old son sleeps peacefully. He has no idea that his family just shattered into 1,000 pieces. He has no idea that his mother chose her own desires over his stability. He has no idea that tomorrow everything will be different. I pull my knees to my chest and wait for morning to come. The morning after is worse than I imagined. Rena leaves around 3 in the morning, slipping out into the darkness without saying goodbye. I do not sleep. I lie awake watching the shadows move across the ceiling. I replay Marcus's calm voice in my head. I try to understand how everything went so wrong. Marcus does not come home. His side of the bed remains untouched. His toothbrush sits unused in the bathroom. The house feels emptier than it has ever felt before. I move through the morning routine like a ghost. I make breakfast for Theo, scrambled eggs and toast, his favorite. I keep my voice steady when he asks where Daddy is. I tell him Daddy had to go to work very early. I tell him there is a big project happening. Theo accepts this lie with a child's easy trust. He arranges his scrambled eggs into a dinosaur shape on his plate. He chatters about his upcoming birthday party. He has no idea that his world is about to collapse. After I drop Theo at school, I sit in my car in the parking lot for 20 minutes. I need to talk to someone. I need to tell my version of events before Marcus tells his. I need allies in whatever battle is coming. I drive to work and try to act normal, but my hands shake when I type. My voice trembles when I answer the phone. By mid-morning, I cannot bear the isolation anymore. I need to confide in someone. I need validation. Patricia Hollis works in human resources on my floor. She is 10 years older than me. She has been divorced twice. She has a way of making everything sound understandable. I catch her on her way to the break room. I ask if she has a few minutes for a private conversation. She looks at my face and nods immediately. We find an empty conference room. I close the door behind us. Then I tell her everything. I tell her about the sleepover, about Rena, about Marcus walking in with a woman who took photographs. I frame the story carefully. I emphasize Marcus's emotional neglect, his workaholism, his failure to meet my needs. I paint Rena as a source of comfort I turn to out of desperation, not desire. I paint myself as a woman driven to the arms of another by a husband who abandoned her emotionally. I paint Marcus as the true villain, the man who neglected his wife until she had no choice but to seek affection elsewhere. Patty listens with wide eyes and sympathetic murmurs. She says she cannot believe Marcus would bring a stranger to witness something so private. She says it sounds controlling, even vindictive. She asks if I think the woman was really a lawyer or just someone Marcus found to intimidate me. I feel the first flicker of relief as my narrative takes shape. If Patty sees Marcus as the villain, maybe I can convince others too. Maybe I can convince myself. Patty promises to keep my secret. But I know she will not. She cannot help herself. By lunchtime, half the administrative staff will know some version of what happened. This is fine. This is necessary. I need people on my side. That evening, I go to Rena's yoga studio. I need to see her. I need to know we are still together in this. The studio is called Serenity Flow. It occupies the second floor of a converted warehouse near the river. I have been coming here for 3 years. Back then, Rena was just my instructor. The friendship came later. Then, something deeper. I arrive early, hoping to catch her alone. The studio is empty when I climb the stairs. Rena is rolling out mats and adjusting speakers. She looks up when she hears my footsteps. Her expression is complicated. Relief and fear and something like hope all tangled together. She crosses the room and takes my hands. Her grip is warm and steady. She asks if I am okay. I tell her I am fine. This is a lie we both recognize. She says she has been thinking about us all day, about what we did, about what it means. I tell her about my conversation with Patty, about how I framed the situation. Rena nods slowly. She understands what I am doing and why. Then she tells me something that makes my blood run cold. She says she received a strange text last night after she got home. Someone with a blocked number asked if she was aware that having relations with a married person could have legal consequences. She deleted it immediately. She assumed it was a prank. But now she is not so sure. My stomach drops. Marcus is not sitting at home feeling sorry for himself. He is doing something. He is building something. I feel the first real spike of fear. Other students begin arriving for class. We have to separate into our roles of instructor and student. For the next hour, I move through yoga poses while my mind churns. What is Marcus planning? What can a lawyer actually do? Am I in more danger than I realized? After class, Rena shows me the text message. Below the warning about legal consequences, there is a second message. It says simply, "Everything leaves a trace." She deleted the number before she could reply. When I get home, I find Marcus in the kitchen. This is unexpected. He is standing at the counter, making a sandwich with careful movements. Theo is already in bed. The house is quiet except for the refrigerator humming. He looks up when I enter. He does not smile. He does not frown. His face is perfectly neutral. Like I am a co-worker he passes in the hallway. Someone who exists but does not matter. This is new. Even at our worst, Marcus has never looked at me with such complete absence of emotion. I ask how his day was. He says it was productive. He does not elaborate. He does not ask about my day. He continues making his sandwich. Turkey, cheese, mustard. The same way he has made sandwiches for 12 years. I ask if we are going to talk about what happened. I ask if he wants to yell at me or cry or throw something. Part of me wants him to react, to show emotion I can manipulate or redirect. His calm is far more frightening than any outburst. He says there will be time for conversation, but not tonight. He says he has had a long day and he is tired. He says he is going to eat his sandwich in the guest room and go to sleep early. Then he says something that chills me to the bone. He says starting tomorrow we should keep better track of our separate expenses. He says he has created a spreadsheet for household costs. He would like us both to record what we spend. His voice is perfectly reasonable, perfectly practical, like he is discussing a home improvement project, not the systematic dismantling of our shared life. After he goes upstairs, I notice something on the kitchen counter, a thin binder with a plain blue cover. I flip it open and find dividers labelled home, auto, bank, and personal. Behind each divider are blank pages, waiting to be filled. I close the binder with trembling hands. Marcus is not falling apart. He is organizing. He is preparing. He is building something I cannot see. And I have no idea how to stop it. 3 days pass in a strange kind of limbo. Marcus and I exist in the same house like ghosts. We pass each other in hallways. We exchange necessary information about Theo's schedule. We maintain a performance of normalcy for our son. But we do not touch. We do not argue. We do not speak about anything that matters. Marcus has moved completely into the guest room. His clothes hang in the closet there now. His toiletries line the bathroom counter. He has created a separate space within our shared home, a territory that belongs only to him. I watch him with Theo and feel something twist inside me. He is more present than he has ever been. He makes breakfast every morning. He helps with homework every evening. He reads bedtime stories with different voices for each character. Theo adores this new version of his father. I tell myself Marcus is only doing this to make me look bad, to prove he is the better parent, to build a case against me. But a small voice in my head whispers something different. Maybe this is who Marcus always wanted to be. Maybe I never gave him the chance. Today is Saturday. Theo's 7th birthday party is scheduled for 2 o'clock at Mama Rosa's Italian kitchen. We planned this weeks ago before everything fell apart. Neither of us is willing to disappoint our son by cancelling, so we will stand side by side and pretend to be a happy family. I spend the morning getting ready. I choose a flattering dress. I apply careful makeup. I want to look good. I want people to see a put-together woman, not a desperate cheater. I want my appearance to support the narrative I have been building. Marcus is already dressed when I come downstairs. He wears a simple button-down shirt and khakis. He looks calm and rested, like a man who has made peace with something difficult. This unsettles me more than anger would. We drive to the restaurant in separate cars. Marcus takes Theo in his vehicle. I follow behind, watching their heads through the rear window. Theo is talking excitedly, his hands waving. Marcus nods and responds. They look like a perfect father-son pair. The party fills the back room of Mama Rosa's with balloons and streamers. A dozen 7-year-olds run between tables, hopped up on pizza and cake anticipation. Theo sits at the head of a long table, wearing a cardboard crown and grinning with pure joy. I have positioned myself near the centre of the table. My mother Camille sits to my left. She is resplendent in silk and statement jewellery, already on her 2nd glass of wine. My brother Jerome sits across from us. He looks uncomfortable but loyal. Patty from work has come with her teenage son. She is here to support me but also to observe. Marcus sits at the far end with his parents. Margot and Dale Venn arrived together. A united front. They have barely spoken to me since the party began. Margot's smile when she greeted me was cold enough to freeze water. Dale simply nodded. His weathered face revealed nothing. The children are oblivious to the adult tension. They are too absorbed in pizza and games. Theo moves between the two ends of the table. He divides his attention between his parents. The unconscious diplomacy of a child who senses something is wrong but cannot name it. My mother leans close and whispers in my ear. She says Marcus looks awfully cheerful for a man whose marriage just imploded. She suggests he is probably already lining up his next victim. I nod, but something about her comment makes me uneasy. Marcus's cheerfulness does not feel like denial. It feels like preparation. The birthday cake arrives, a towering chocolate creation shaped like a T-Rex, Theo's favourite dinosaur. Everyone gathers for singing and candle blowing. Phones come out to capture the moment. Theo's face glows in the candlelight as he squeezes his eyes shut to make a wish. After the cake is cut and distributed, my mother stands with her wine glass. She says she would like to make a toast. The room quiets. Children pause their chaos. Adults turn to face her with polite attention. She begins by praising Theo. She calls him a wonderful boy with a bright future. This is appropriate. Expected. But then her tone shifts. She says Theo is lucky to have a mother who puts him first. A mother who sacrifices everything for his happiness. She says it takes courage to know when a situation is no longer healthy. I see Marcus's face change from neutral to alert. His parents exchange a glance. Jerome shifts uncomfortably in his seat. My mother continues. She says she raised me to be strong, to never settle for less than I deserve. She says she is proud of me for finally recognizing that I deserve happiness, even if some people do not understand my choices. She raises her glass and says, to Dosia, a mother, a survivor, a woman who will not be diminished. The silence that follows is deafening. Some people drink awkwardly, others pretend to be absorbed in their cake. The children sense the strange energy and go quiet. Marcus does not drink. He sets down his glass with deliberate care. He stands up. For a moment, I think he is going to respond, to defend himself, to escalate the conflict right here in front of our son. Instead, he walks around the table to where Theo is sitting. He kneels down. He kisses our son on the forehead. He tells him happy birthday in a voice so gentle it makes my chest ache. Then he looks at me. Just looks. His eyes are not angry. They are not sad. They are resolved. The party continues, but the atmosphere has shifted. My mother's toast has drawn invisible lines through the room. People are choosing sides. My allies cluster near me. Marcus's parents have pulled him into a corner for what looks like a serious conversation. I watch Marcus's father Dale slip away from the party. Through the window, I see him walk to his car. He retrieves a manila folder from the back seat. He returns and hands it to Marcus without a word. My brother Jerome approaches me with 2 plates of cake. He asks if I am okay. I say I am fine. He does not look convinced. He says he supports me, but he hopes I know what I am doing. He says Marcus seems different somehow. Calmer. More focused. He lowers his voice. He tells me that Margot cornered him earlier. She asked pointed questions about Rena, who she is, how long we have been friends, whether she comes to the house often. He did not know what to say. The unease in my chest solidifies into something harder. Marcus's family is gathering information. They are building a case, and I am standing in the middle of my son's birthday party, surrounded by enemies I did not know I had. Theo runs up and tugs at my hand. He asks me to watch him open presents. I force a smile and follow him. But my mind is elsewhere, racing through possibilities, calculating risks, wondering what is in that manila folder, and wondering how much longer I can control this story. 1 week has passed since Theo's birthday party. 7 days of watching Marcus transform into someone I do not recognize. He moves through our house with calm efficiency. He speaks to me only when necessary. He documents everything in notebooks and spreadsheets I am not allowed to see. The changes started small. He began waking earlier than usual. He started making breakfast for Theo every morning. He took over bedtime routines without asking. He became the primary parent while I watched from the sidelines of my own family. Then the bigger changes came. He opened a separate bank account. He changed the password on his personal laptop. He moved our wedding photos from the living room to the guest room. He divided the key basket into his side and my side. He installed a new lock on the dining room china cabinet. Each change was small on its own, but together they formed a pattern, a systematic separation of his life from mine, a quiet dismantling of everything we built together. Today I am sitting in my car outside Theo's school. It is pickup time. The usual crowd of parents gathers near the entrance. They cluster in small groups, chatting about homework and weekend plans. I used to be part of these conversations. I used to belong here. Today, no one speaks to me. Amanda, whose daughter is in Theo's class, sees me approach and suddenly needs to check something in her car. Linda, the PTA president, makes an urgent phone call. The other mothers look anywhere but at me. The silence is worse than any accusation. I stand alone, pretending to scroll through my phone. I feel the weight of a dozen stares on my back. The rumour mill has been busy. Someone has been talking. Someone has been spreading a different version of events. When Theo emerges from school, he runs to me and hugs my legs. His teacher, Mrs. Patterson, follows behind. She catches my eye and holds it for a moment. She reminds me about the parent conference scheduled for tomorrow. She says she looks forward to speaking with both of us. Her tone is professionally neutral but somehow significant. That evening, Rena finally answers my calls. I have been trying to reach her for 3 days. Her texts have been short and delayed. She cancelled our Wednesday yoga dates. She has not invited me anywhere. Her voice sounds different when she answers. Guarded. Distant. She says we need to talk about where things stand. My heart sinks. These are not the words of someone planning a future together. She says she has been thinking. She says what happened between us was real. But the timing is wrong. She did not sign up to be the other woman in a custody battle. She cannot have her name dragged through court proceedings. She cannot risk her business or reputation. I beg her to reconsider. I remind her of everything we shared, everything we planned, everything we whispered in the dark. I tell her Marcus is trying to destroy both of us. We need to stand together. She is quiet for a long moment. Then she tells me something that cuts deep. She says Marcus called her last week. He was calm and polite. He told her he holds no ill will toward her. He said he understands she was manipulated by someone who presented herself as unhappily married. I feel the world spinning. Marcus contacted Rena directly. He framed me as the manipulator. And she believed him. She says she is sorry. She cannot do this anymore. She needs to protect herself. She says goodbye. The line goes dead. That night, Marcus asks if we can talk. We sit at the kitchen table with cups of tea neither of us wants. He runs through logistics for tomorrow's conference. Arrival time, parking, which teachers we will see. Then he sets down his tea and looks at me directly. He says there is something else. He says he has been working with professionals to understand his options. He has documented the state of our marriage, my relationships, my behavior over recent months. He has done everything legally and transparently. He says he is not going to ambush me. When he takes formal action, I will know in advance. But action is coming. He has decided our marriage is over. The only question is how we manage the ending. I try to interrupt, to argue, to explain. He holds up his hand. He says there is nothing more to discuss tonight. He will see me at the conference tomorrow. As he walks toward the stairs, I call after him. I ask what formal action means. I ask when this is happening. He pauses. He turns back. His voice is absolutely certain. He says he will handle this properly. The right way. The legal way. The way that protects Theo above all else. Then he goes upstairs. The guest room door closes with a soft click. I sit alone in the kitchen, wondering what tomorrow will bring. The parent conference confirms my fears. Mrs. Patterson says Theo has been distracted. He asks classmates if their parents sleep in the same room. Marcus tells her we are separating. He announces our divorce to a stranger without consulting me. The next morning I find an envelope on the kitchen counter. Inside is a list titled Shared Assets and Debts. Every account, every property, every debt. Marcus has calculated our marriage down to the last cent. At work, the elevator opens at 12:15. Marcus steps out with a professionally dressed woman. They disappear into human resources. 5 minutes later, Sandra calls me to her office. The woman is Marcus's attorney. She serves me documents. A petition for dissolution of marriage. A motion for temporary orders giving Marcus primary custody. A financial declaration. I must complete within 30 days. A request for production seeking all evidence of my affair with Rena. Marcus stands by the window. He says he gave me chances to handle this privately. I chose to play the victim instead. Then he leaves. I walk through the crowded cafeteria in a daze. Through the window, I see Marcus embrace his mother in the parking lot. He looks tired but resolved. My phone buzzes. The calendar notification reads, "First day of the rest of your life." I stand alone. Divorce papers in hand, marriage destroyed, no one to blame but myself.